Hello students. In last class we are discussed about Newton first law and inertia. What is meant by law of inertia? Law of inertia. What is the definition of the law of inertia? First of all, law of inertia, it is a property. The property of a body opposed to change state, either rest or motion of a body is called inertia. What is say here? Inertia is a property of body. The inertia can be used to help the oppose to change the state of the motion of body. Here state of the body means either rest position or motion. Will change the state of the body from rest to motion or motion to rest is called inertia. So inertia is depending on the mass of the body. So mass is directly proportional to inertia. Mass is directly proportional to inertia. For example, I am taking heavy body of mass capital M. What about inertia? Inertia is also increase. Inertia is increase. I am taking lighter body of mass small m. Inertia will be decrease. Why? Because this body is a lighter body, its mass is decreases, automatically inertia is also decrease. Here heavier body of mass m, the mass of the body is increases, its inertia is also increase. Here I am taking an object. This is a object of mass m1. This is an object of mass m2. Both are initially at rest position. Suppose I am taking this is a object A, this is a object B. We need to change the state of the object A. We need to apply some force on the object, that is F1. Here we need to change the state of body. We require some external force, that is F2. If you are applying F1 force on the object A, here state of the body is going to change, it will comes into motion. Here also you should apply the force F2 on body B, the state of the body is going to be changed. Okay. So what we are understanding, mass is increases, we require to apply more force. Suppose m1 is greater than m2, how much we need to apply the force? F1 is greater than F2. Okay. Next, m1 equal to m2, we need to apply the force equal on both bodies. Okay. This is one kind of situation. For example, I am taking two bodies. This is the body A, this is the body B. The mass of the body A is m1, the mass of the body is m2. So these two are in motion. The body A moving with velocity of v1, the body is moving with velocity of v2. Okay. Here both bodies are in motion. Suppose you should change the state of the body, means motion to rest position, we need to apply the force opposite direction to the body A, force F1. Here also we need to apply the force to change the state of the body, F2 force. Then the body is going to be rest position. So here what we are understanding, suppose if V1 equal to V2, under condition V1 equal to V2, means both bodies are traveling with same velocity, but masses m1 is greater than m2. How much force we need to apply on the each bodies? F1 is greater than F2. Because mass is increases, we need to apply the more force on the body. If I am taking both bodies have masses equal, m1 equal to m2, both bodies having mass equal, but velocities are different, that is v1 greater than v2, we need to apply the force f1 greater than f2. Why? Because both bodies are traveling with different velocities, we need to apply also different force on the body. Under these conditions, what we are understanding, the body is in motion depending on velocity and mass. A body is in motion that is depending on mass of the object and velocity of the object. Here mass and velocity we can call it as power of the body. So the power of the motion of body is called as momentum. This momentum is explained by the scientist Newton. Newton is introducing new physical quantity, that is momentum. The momentum is depending on the body of velocity and mass. So the product of mass and velocity of body is called momentum. The product of mass and velocity of body is called momentum. The momentum is denoted by letter P. Momentum is denoted by letter P. So momentum of a body is depending on mass and velocity of a body. Momentum is depends on mass and velocity of body. If suppose I am increasing mass of the body, velocity I am not increasing, what about the ultimately momentum of the body will be increased. Suppose velocity of the body is increased, then mass is not increased, but velocity of the body increases, what about the momentum? Momentum is also increase. So it is depending on mass and velocity of a body. Next to SI units. What is the SI units of the momentum? So SI units of the momentum. So formula for momentum P equal to mv. What is the units of the mass? Kg. What is the units of the velocity? Meter per second. Kg meter per second is the SI unit of the momentum. What about the CGS unit? CGS unit of the mass is gram. CGS unit of velocity is centimeter per second. This is the units of the momentum. Next, momentum have both magnitude and direction. Because here observe that here velocity is there. Velocity has both magnitude and direction. So momentum is also having both magnitude and direction. Now what is the direction of the momentum? Direction of momentum is in direction of velocity. So the direction of momentum is in direction of velocity. It follows the direction of the velocity. So it is a vector quantity. So momentum is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. Next, examples of the momentum. So in daily life, so many examples for the momentum. Example, in daily you are read accidents in newspaper. Generally accidents with effect of trucks and bikes over speed. For example, imagine when a person injured with truck and bike. Truck and bike. First of all, I am taking truck. What is the mass of truck? Mass is more. The truck is at rest position. So velocity is 0. The truck is in rest position. Mass is more. What about ultimately momentum? P is 0. In that situation, the person going to injured is less. Okay, here the person is going to injured is less. In case of bike, mass of bike is less compared to truck, but velocity, when it is in motion, its velocity is more. Velocity is more. What about the momentum? P is also more. What about the injured condition? Is also more. The person is affected more injured when in bike accidents because velocity of the body is increased. At that situation, injured is more. When the mass or velocity, either mass of the body or velocity of the body 0, then automatically momentum is going to 0. Injured percent is going to be less. When mass either velocity is increased, then momentum is automatically increased. Injured percent is more. So injured is depending upon the mass and velocity of the object. Suppose when bullet is fired from gun. The mass of the bullet is less, but it bullet when you are firing the from gun, the bullet traveling with velocity high or more. Then what about the momentum? Is more, because here velocity is more, then momentum of the body is also more. The bullet is moving with high velocity, the person is going to be dead. So here injured percent is more, because velocity is more, here injured percent is also more, and also momentum of the body is also more. These are the examples of momentum. So this is all about momentum units, and what are the properties of units with examples. Next, NCERT textbook in text questions, page number 118. First question, which of the following has more inertia? First one, a rubber ball and a stone of the same size. Here rubber ball and stone are in same size. Second one is a bicycle and a train. Third one is a 5 rupees coin and 1 rupee coin. Okay, these are the questions. First of all, inertia is depending on the mass or not. If you increase the mass, inertia is also increases. So answer for this question, first of all, mass of the object directly proportional to inertia. If you are increasing the mass of the object, automatically inertia of the body is also increases. First one, rubber ball and stone. Here both are in same size, but mass is not given. So what is the mass of rubber ball? Rubber ball mass is taken as the lighter body. Stone, mass of the stone, while compared to rubber, stone has heavier mass. Okay, so when you compare the rubber with stone, stone has higher mass. So stone have more inertia when compared to rubber, because rubber mass is less, its inertia is also less. Stone is heavier mass of the object, so its inertia is also increases. So rubber ball is less inertia, while compared to stone, because rubber ball is a lighter body. Lighter body means less mass when compared to stone. Okay, so mass of the body is decreases, inertia is also decreases. Mass of the body is increases, inertia of the body is also increases. So stone mass is high, so its inertia is also increases. So stone have high inertia. That is the first answer. Second one, a bicycle and a train. So here bicycle is a lighter body when compared to train. Train has heavy mass, bicycle has lower mass. So bicycle is a lighter body object and train is a heavier body object. So bicycle is lighter mass of object and train is heavier mass of the object. Here train mass is increases, so train have high inertia while compared to bicycle. So answer for the question, the bicycle is less inertia while compared to train because bicycle is lighter mass of object while compared to train has heavier mass of object. So train have heavier inertia. Okay, because train have heavy mass, its inertia is also increases. Next, last one, 5 rupees coin and 1 rupee coin. So here 5 rupees coin, you will observe that 5 rupees coin is thick coin, so here mass is increased. 1 rupee coin is thin coin, it is a lighter mass object. 5 rupees coin is heavier mass of the object. So 5 rupees coin has large mass, so it has high inertia while compared to the 1 rupee coin. See, 5 rupees coin have high inertia while compared to 1 rupee coin because 5 rupee coin is thick coin and 1 rupee coin is thin coin. So 5 rupees coin has large inertia because it has high mass, it having large amount of inertia. Move to second question. Second question, in the following example, try to identify the number of times the velocity of body changes. Here example is a football player kicks a football to another player of his team who kicks the football towards the goal. The goalkeeper of the opposite team collects the football and kicks the forward a player of his own team. Also identify the agent supplying the force in each case. So first of all here, football player kicks a football to another player. So first of all, football is at rest position. The football is kicked by another player. Okay. So first of all, football is here, position of the football. First of all, so when you hit this football, it is traveling to opposite player. So it is traveling this direction. Second position of the football. Kicks the football towards goal. The second person is kick the football towards the goal. So goal, I am taking, this is the goal. This is the third position of the football. The goalkeeper of the opposite team collect the football. The goalkeeper again kicks the football to opposite team member. This is the fourth position of the football. So when the position is changes, its velocity is also changes or not. Here initial velocity of the football is u1, next here final velocity is v1. After again when you kick this football, it will be changes u2. Next here v2. This initial velocity will goes to final velocity. Again goalkeeper will hit this football, it will move initial velocity as u3, it converted into final velocity as a v3. Okay. So again this v3 is going to be changed when the player is kick this football. Again velocity of the football is going to change. How many times here football velocity changes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here totally 4 times velocity is going to be changed. This is the first position of the football. When football player kicks a another player, this is the first velocity of the football. Next this another player kicks the football towards the goal, that is the second velocity. The goalkeeper of the opposite team collect the football. Here goalkeeper will again kicks the football to the opposite team member, that is third velocity. This is the third velocity, and again the football is collected by one of player. Again the football velocity is going to be changed. Totally 4 times the football velocity is going to be changed. First, second, third, fourth. These are the positions of the football. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is the answer. 4 times velocity of the football is going to be changed. Next, third question. Explain why some of the leaves may detached from the tree if we are variously shake its branch. When you shake variously tree branches, some of the leaves going to be detached from the tree. So why it is going to be happen? First of all, For example, this is a tree. When you apply the external force or unbalanced force, both are same. External force or unbalanced force, what happened? The tree will be moved to and fro motion. To and fro motion. In that situation, the tree will be changed into state of motion. When you apply the external force, the state of the tree means it is initially at rest. The tree will be coming to motion with all branches. During this time, due to external force, some of leaves may detached from a tree while coming to motion. While they are changing the state of leaves, they will detached from the tree. That is the reason. Due to external forces are acting on the leaves. Next, fourth question. Why do you fall in the forward direction when a moving bus brakes to a stop and fall backward when it accelerates from rest? When it accelerates from rest, falls backward direction. When a moving bus brakes to stop, it's this situation forward direction, falls forward direction. Why it is going to be happen? First of all, a person is sitting in the bus. This is a one person while in motion of bus. Next, here a person is sitting, bus is at rest. We will notice it. What are the changes? When bus is in motion, this direction, the person is contact with the bus or not? The person is contact with the bus. Due to that, the lower part, this is lower part, the lower part of the person will move backward direction, will move backward direction. When suddenly driver apply the brakes on the bus, the upper part of the person is move this direction. Lower part of the body move backward direction. Upper part of the body move forward direction with respect to bus. So both are in same direction. That's why the person will fall forward direction. Coming to here, the bus and person both are rest position. Here also the person is contact with the bus. Okay. When bus going to be start, the person is contact with the bus, the legs will move forward direction. The legs or lower part will move forward direction, because bus move this direction, the lower part of the body move forward direction, but upper part of the body is in rest position, that will fall backward direction. So the person will fall backward direction. A person sitting in a bus, while the bus is in rest position, the lower part of the person is moving forward direction. The upper body of the person is in rest position, moves backward direction. That's why the person is moved backward direction. These are in-text questions. We will meet in next session.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.